battle review. Today we've got Michael versus Tristan. A long-awaited battle, I must say. Michael, a very hard hitter, and Tristan, kind of the underdog here. We've got some crazy plays in this game, and I think you will all agree once you see this. So let's get it started. So first up, we've got Scizor. Whoa, 1 second, y'all. Golly, there's a problem. All right. There we go. All right. Back to what I was saying. So Tristan sends out Scizor against Michael's Rotom, and Scizor is fast. He's pretty fast. Not as fast as Rotom, however, not being as fast and having a quad weak to fire, I think it's safe to say that Tristan easily switches out on this. It's a great Tusk, a super effective Pokemon. However, what Tristan doesn't seem to realize is that Rotom has Levitate. Ooh, Levitate! That always gets him. Well, since he has Levitate, we don't expect a Ground type move from him. However, that doesn't really matter because he uses Volt Switch to get out of there. Pretty fair assumption. There was no way Tristan was gonna stay in unless Scizor had a groundbreaking rock move, which he doesn't. So we see the Volt Switch. He switches into Garchomp, hungry. As we've seen, Garchomp is a pretty huge threat. He's sweeped teams before. It's scary. So let's see what Great Tusk does. Close combat. That's a pretty good move, coming from Great Tusk. It was never gonna one-shot. Hell, it wasn't even gonna one-shot the Rotom, but it was a good try from Tristan. It absolutely was. However, Great Tusk is fast, and if he can live one hit from this Garchomp, he can 100% kill Garchomp and get him out of the way. However, Rough Skin does a little damage. Rough Skin always a problem. Use the Liquidation. Ooh, nasty. Liquidation, wild move to be putting on your Garchomp. You never really know what you're gonna have on it, and just the read itself is crazy. So down goes Great Tusk. That might be a little problem later in the game, but let's see. So then we see the Greninja come out. Greninja's a pretty fast mon. Tristan's team is mostly about speed. You got these guys, upper 300s. You got 273, 251. Then you got Sableye, and Sableye's not all that fast, but with Prankster, it's got priority on status moves. He's got a fast team, but Michael has a strong team. So let's see how this plays out. Greninja switches into Tinkaton. And that is because Michael read the Ice Beam coming from Greninja, which is genius, absolutely smart. Now Greninja is stuck in the Ice type, which is horrible for Tristan, especially against a Steel type. And not to mention the the two fighting and the Steel type on Michael's team. Ice type is not a type you want to be stuck on. You want to get one kill and switch out. However, in this turn, Tristan is faster and uses Surf. I don't know if he has the Life Orb, and that's not good. But he uses Surf. Pretty good move, it's not resisted. So that's pretty good. Takes damage. Here's the knockoff. See, that's the problem here. Knockoff. You tell me you don't have any skill move, you don't have Flash Cannon, you don't have Iron Head on this thing, you just... I don't think anyone learns any of those moves. Either way, knockoff of the Life Orb? But here's where it gets crazy. Here's where it gets a little crazy. The switch into Quaquaval. Now this is scary for Tristan. Tristan is weak to fire. One close combat and this thing's dead. So it's pretty safe to say Tristan doesn't live this attack. What? Tristan read Michael as if he were the hungry caterpillar How on earth did Tristan know that Michael was going to switch into Quaquaval that turn? If he used Extra Sentry, Tinkaton would have not been killed, and Greninja would have 100% been killed. But no, he goes for the Extra Sentry. Why? Here's my theory. Tristan didn't know Psychic was resisted by Steel, and was thinking that Extra Sensory was going to kill. Oh well. But that read! Oh my god! So here we see another Extra Sensory, since Greninja, you know, is freakishly fast, faster than Quaquaval, and down goes Quaquaval, with putting up no fight at all. Not even a chance. Here comes Iron Justice. Now, here's where it's a little strange. You know, 364, that's incredible speed. However, one Extra Sensory and this thing could be brought down to past half. However, that's not what he does. He decides not to stay in. So that gets rid of Greninja's Ice type, which is pretty smart, since Ice type is the worst type. We sent out Scizor, which is, you know, neutral to fighting, you know, resists Fairy. So that's pretty smart. However, the Iron Valiant terrestrializes the Ghost type, which is genius, because Ghost type isn't affected by anyone on Tristan's team other than Greninja and Sableye. And if Greninja were to stick to Dark, like Protein Dark, or just Protein another type and then use Dark move, Ghost type is still a great type. Plus, if it were to Protein Dark, it's still got Fairy and Fighting moves. Same with Sableye. So, let's continue. Here comes the Drain Punch, which does more than half. That's insane! More than half? On a Scizor! That's neutral. That's neutral damage right there. However, he switches out. And that's what I find strange. He was faster. He was faster. And that's when he did more than half. He could have easily done that again and just got rid of Scizor. However, he switches into Rotom, takes a Bullet Punch, which, might I say, is pretty smart, you know, for Michael switching out, reading the Steel move. So Tristan goes for the Bullet Punch, then switches into Greninja, who takes a Volt Switch to get sacked, which, to be fair, could have been played differently to have Greninja stay in a bit longer, because we saw Greninja, well, looking at Greninja's moves, it's safe to say that it did not have a good fourth move. It was probably going to end up being like, oh, I don't know, what would it have been? I couldn't tell you. It would be a setup move, probably. Either way, there was no killing anyone else on his team other than, like, Justice. So, whatever. Safe sack, whatever. So, out comes Flapple, Gala. Here's Flapple is neutral against all this Pokemon except for Toxtricity and Scizor. Toxtricity, Scizor. Oh, and even Hawlucha. Never mind. Gala is scary for Michael. Michael is really banking on the Sableye pull, but he doesn't get it. He gets Scizor. Scizor is faster. However, Gala pulls out the Dragon Dance, which is absolutely frightening for Tristan. Dragon Dance is probably the best setup move, along with Quiver Dance, Calm Mind, Bulk Up. It's scary. No, Dragon Dance is the best setup move. It absolutely is. Anyways, we see Tristan go for the Trailblaze and raise his own speed. So it's basically the same. However, that keeps Michael at kill distance. Tristan, as heard in a report, has stated that he thought Trailblaze was bug type because it was the color green along with the other bug moves. So, yeah. Then Michael goes for another Dragon Dance. Now here's where I'm a little confused. So Michael was faster, was always going to be faster. He is weak to one of this Pokemon's main types. And it's safe to say that he's going to have a bug move because he's a bug type. And that's exactly what happens He gets crit by an X. He doesn't get crit. He gets killed by an X Scissor because he plays dumb right here. Like, come on, man. You were faster. You had 2 times attack. I don't know what you had in the back, ready to show out to Tristan, but you just didn't show it, and that's kind of sad. So out comes Garchomp. Garchomp, you know, second Dragon type. That's crazy. Can I just step? I'm taking a step back here. Michael has 2 fairy types, one of them having the best typing in the game, and 2 dragon types. Come on, man. And a starter. Are you serious? Whatever. So, it's up to 1.5 speed Scizor versus Garchomp. And here, we see the Fire Fang. Why didn't you do that earlier? Why did you send out Flapple? Why? Whatever. Scizor goes down. Here we have Hawlucha. Now, Hawlucha is a fast Pokemon. 368. I can't name a Pokemon that's faster than that. Probably, like, Voltorb. But nobody has Voltorb. He's faster than Iron Valley. He's the current fastest one in this game right now. So let's see what happens. We see the Brave Bird. Kills Rough Skin plus Recoil. Brings Hawlucha down to 70. Now that's a little scary, seeing as there's 2 fairy types. And then an electric type. So Hawlucha is in some grave danger right now. However, it is tied up. 100-170 to 91-27, 88. That's pretty fair. It seems as though it's in Tristan's favor right now. Jesus Christ, why? Get my computer. So let's Jesus Christ. Let's see how this works out for Tristan. Proton Heat. Now, he's clearly going for the Volt Switch here. I think that's pretty safe to say. He's going for the Volt Switch here. So let's see what happens. Hawlucha. Oh! That's genius. Genius. He predicts the Volt Switch, as most people would, and terrestrializes ground. That's so smart. It gets me a little excited. So he predicts the Volt Switch and goes for the Stone Edge, but it doesn't kill. It was a low roll. Oh no. See, that's really not good for Tristan, as we would see. Goes for the Overheat. Overheat misses. So this was crazy. During watching this, everybody was going crazy. That Overheat missing was absolutely necessary for Tristan on this battle. However, next turn we see Stone Edge miss, but the Overheat connect, killing Hawlucha. So as we see, they both hit one and miss one, but clearly Michael had the stronger Pokemon, and so Hawlucha goes down. So that leaves Sableye and Toxtricity. Now this isn't good, because Toxtricity, Electric Poison, Tinkaton counters both of those, but it is at 27. Mind you, it is at 27. Iron Valley being Ghost, that doesn't really scare Toxtricity all that much. In fact, Toxtricity could easily take down both of these mons. 298. Ooh, 273. Uh-oh. So we see Toxtricity come out. Overheat, 39. But his special attack, that would have killed if his special attack was not lowered by the last turn. So we see the Overheat. Toxtricity goes for the Toxic, which, okay. I mean, if that was your only 100% accurate move, go for it. But come on, man. Come on. So we see it's 2-2 now, 100-39 versus 91-27. This is a pretty fair match. It looks as though Tristan might have this in the bag if he just plays smart. However, both of the types really kill Toxtricity, and they're way faster than Toxtricity and Sableye. So I'm excited to see how this works out. Here comes Iron Valley. Iron Valley uses Spirit Break, a fairy move on a poison type, and it kills! Oh, brother. So, that's the end of Toxtricity, and it's all down to Sableye. Now, don't get me wrong, Sableye is my favorite Pokemon of all time. However, being a Dark Ghost type, only weak to Fairy, and Michael's last 2 Pokemon are Fairy, that's just not going to fare well for Tristan. And as we see on this turn, Trick to the iron ball. It doesn't end well for Tristan with the spirit break. Crit mattered, by the way. Iron ball did nothing. However, a quick comment. If Tristan had just played Sableye first, because if we go back all the way to the first turn, we see Rotom. Where is it? We see Rotom switch into Garchomp. And so if Sableye was thrown out first, he would have totally been able to live a Volt switch, and you know, Rotom's faster, so we would have gotten Garchomp switch. We don't know what Garchomp's item was. It's safe to say that it might have been a choice item. But even then, with Sableye, it doesn't really matter because Sableye is there to like cause chaos. And with that, we might have gotten. Looking at this, we might have gotten the Great Tusk to kill the Garchomp, and we might have had the Great Tusk to end the game. But overall, it was a great game from both of the fellas. You know, Michael came out on top. Some lucky plays from both of the players, and you know, this was just a great game. Everybody had a fun time. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my analysis.